A World Heritage Site is a landmark or area selected by the UNESCO for having cultural, historical, scientific, or other form of significance which is legally protected by international treaties. So, what do they should have? It's an outstanding universal value. The sites are designated as having outstanding universal value under the Convention concerning the protection of world cultural and natural heritage. So it is designated as World Heritage. There are three types of World Heritage: cultural heritages, natural heritage, and mixed heritages. Let's look at cultural heritage. Cultural heritage sites include hundreds of historic buildings and town sites, important archaeological sites, and works of monumental sculpture or painting. Do you know what this is? It's a Taj Mahal tomb in India. Very famous world cultural assets, which India is proud of. It's a Saracen architecture. Have you seen this? What is this? It looks like the Soldier of Star Wars, directed by George Lucas. Originally, it is the chimney of Casamilla, the apartment designed by Gaudi in Barcelona, Spain. George Lucas got the idea after he looked at this chimney. This is a Parthenon temple on the Acropolis at Athens in Greece. Do you know what this is? It's a Potala Palace in Lhasa, Tibet. It is a royal palace of former Tibetan royal family. Do you know what this is? It's a dolmen at Gangwa Island in Korea. There are more than 35,000 dolmens in Korea. It occupies around half of the whole world dolmens. So in Korea, there are lots of dolmens. They were very popular in Bronze period. What is this? It is grotto, Sungkyunkwan at Gyeongju, Silla Dynasty in Korea. Gyeongju was the 1,000-year capital in Korea. When I went to high school days, there are lots of stone pagoda. They are scattered in the house gardens and in the streets. So at that time, the nickname of Gyeongju is Museum Without Roof. Unfortunately, in my high school days, I don't have an eye to appreciate that. If I had that, I would be rich now. This Sungkyunkwan grotto is different from Chinese or Indian grottos. They are carved in the sandstone, but this is carved in granite. Okay? We will look at more detail in the later class. So another type of World Heritage is natural heritage. Natural heritage sites are restricted to those natural areas that furnish outstanding examples of Earth's record of life or its geologic processes. It provides excellent examples of ongoing ecological and biological evolutionary processes. It contains natural phenomena that are rare, unique, superlative, or of outstanding beauty, or furnish habitats for rare or endangered animals or plants, or are sites of exceptional biodiversity. So, natural beauty, geological value, or ecological value. Okay? Where is it? It is a longer period in Norway. Throughout the world, beautiful landscape, many of them are glacial landscape, eroded by glacier. So this period is carved by glacier. Seven Sister Fall is very famous in a longer period. So if you have a chance to visit Norway, don't forget to visit a longer period. Where is it? It is a spiritual island in Merlin Lake, Jasper National Park in Canada. Canadian Rocky is very beautiful. You know, lots of Swiss Alps photographs, actually they were taken in Canadian Rockies. Where is it? Songsan Sunrise Island in Jeju Island. Okay? From this part, there is a small cave. During Japanese imperial period, they carved this cave for small size ships. Or finally, mixed heritage. Mixed heritage sites contain elements of both natural and cultural significance. This is the Norangi Rock Art Site, Kakado National Park in Australia. So archaeological and natural. Do you know this? This is very famous Abu Simbel temple. It triggered the preservation movement of World Cultural Assets by UNESCO. So the beginning of heritage preservation started from the relocation of Abu Simbel by S1 dam construction. After dam construction, it disappeared under the water. So UNESCO proposed relocation movement of Abu Simbel. They appealed the whole world, so many countries agreed that, and they donated lots of money to relocate Abu Simbel.
The Temple of the Rising Sun, Nubian monuments from Abu Simbel to Philae. The Nubian region of the Upper Nile has many ancient Egyptian monuments. The largest is the Great Temple of Abu Simbel. The temple, carved out of a rocky hill, was built by King Ramesses II. Egypt became a very powerful kingdom under his reign during the 13th century BC. He built the temple to show the might of his kingdom to the Nubian people. He'd had difficulty in putting them under Egyptian control. The temple faced the threat of being submerged during the construction of the Aswan Dam in the 1960s. There was an outcry worldwide against the plan, and steps were taken to save the site from submersion. This resulted in a large-scale project involving 50 countries, led by UNESCO, to relocate the entire temple. It was cut into 16,000 blocks for relocation. No explosives were used. The relocation project was successfully completed in 1968. Its success led to the eventual adoption of the World Heritage Convention 4 years later. Even though the temple was moved, its direction and position in relation to the sun was maintained. The temple is 63 meters deep and dark inside. There are statues of ancient Egyptian gods along with the statue of Ramesses II in the innermost part of the temple. The king had deified himself. Another ancient monument which had been submerged under the dam was also saved 4 years after the Abu Simbel relocation. It was the temple of Isis. The temple used to stand on a small island known as the Pearl of the Nile. It was relocated to another similar island. The temple was built during the 4th century BC. Isis was believed to be a goddess of eternal life and resurrection. There is a carving of Isis breastfeeding her child on the wall of the inner temple. Abu Simbel has the same angle it had in ancient times. The same phenomenon occurs at dawn on every spring and autumn equinox day. At 6:29 a.m., the first rays of sunlight stream through the temple to cast light on the statue of Ramesses II. The rising sun is a symbol of resurrection. The temple has been brought back to life. The statue of Ramesses II shines on.
So, World Heritage designation and preservation. World Heritage designations often boost local economies by encouraging tourism. However, some sites subject to unusual levels of pollution, natural hazards, or other problems. They are over-tourism, climate change, urbanization, and natural disasters or a persistent threat to World Heritage sites around the globe. Let's look at the selection criteria. First, cultural heritages. To represent a masterpiece of human creative genius. To exhibit an important interchange of human values over a span of time or within a cultural area of the world on developments in architecture or technology, monumental arts, town planning, or landscape design. Like a Versailles Palace and Garden. To bear a unique or at least exceptional testimony to a cultural tradition or to a civilization which is living or which has disappeared. To be an outstanding example of a type of building, architectural or technological ensemble or landscape which illustrates significant stages in human history. Finally, to be an outstanding example of traditional human settlement, land use or sea use, which is representative of culture or human interaction with the environment, especially when it has become vulnerable under the impact of irreversible change. To be directly or tangibly associated with events or living traditions, with ideas or with beliefs, with artistic and literary works of outstanding universal significance. Let's look at the criteria of natural heritages. It contains superlative natural phenomena or areas of exceptional natural beauty and aesthetic importance. Canadian Rockies, a longer period in Norway. To be outstanding example representing major stages of Earth's history, including the record of life, significant ongoing geological processes in the development of landforms or significant geomorphic or physiographic features. Grand Canyon in the United States. To be outstanding examples representing significant ongoing ecological and biological processes in the evolution and development of terrestrial, freshwater, coastal, and marine ecosystems and communities of plants and animals. To contain the most important and significant natural habitats for in situ conservation of biological diversity, including those containing threatened species of outstanding universal value from the point of view of science or conservation. So, natural beauty, outstanding aesthetic value, geological value in terms of Earth's history, and ecological value or ecological diversity. Okay? Also, certain species, they are criteria of natural heritages.